Now what we're gonna do is going to sandblast the teeth adapters.
So why would we do that?
We're sandblasting the teeth adapters because you can't weld on paint.
Oh.
So it's probably just a process that they do over there, and this way we're not getting off. It stops it from rusting too.
Fair, yeah.
So
that's just in the sandblaster.
okay, we'll put these back into here. Seven and a half. So we'll make sure we have our centers. 15/16. At 45 minus a 16. Which we're in tolerance. And everything looks good. Just double check this guy here. Check the third time. Just trying to get everything centered. Because you want everything to be...
Makes your job easier once you go do the rest of the steps.
It does, yeah. All right, we're getting there. It's just you move one, you got to move the other.
Yep.
All right, we got it.
Okay, don't breathe. Are you gonna just go tack it on real fast?
So, no, right now what I have to do, I'll put a straight edge on it, and then I'll measure from the base plate up and down, and we'll plumb bob it. The same thing that we did with the cutting edge, to ensure now that the teeth is perfectly aligned with the base plate. Okay, now that we have that, double check again. 45. Go from the base plate to your straight edge. 40 and an 8. Same thing over here.
So even though you're measuring at an angle?
Yep, it's going to be the same on both sides. So I measured on the angle on both sides. We got 40 and a quarter, so that means this side is higher than that side. So that means we're going to bring this end up. Get that extra 60. This one here, 40 and a quarter, 40 and 5/16, 40 and 5/16. So now we'll double check this way again. 45. So now we know we're good up and down.
Yep.
To the base plate, and we have our distance that our outer adapters should be at. So now we're going to go ahead and plumb bob it and make sure it's good this way with the base plate, like how we did with the cutting edge.
I love the color of string.
It's easy to find.
Yes.
Is that your favorite color?
Yes, of course.
You can go ahead. You can measure this way. 9 7/8. 9 out of 10. When you level the cutting edge,
yeah,
the teeth are pretty good. You don't have to mess with them too much. But if the cutting edge is way out, if it's warped, or if the clearance is backwards, or whatever the case is, you have the option of adjusting the adapters if needed.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You wouldn't check in the middle, like that?
Nope. No, because the middle, that's only one measurement. To have everything level and plumbed, you have to have two measurements. It's like drawing a straight line. Yeah. You can't draw a straight line on one mark. You gotta have 2 marks to draw a straight line. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna tack these ones into place.
That should make it easier for you to put the other ones on, right?
Absolutely. This is the hardest part of putting the adapters on. So we'll go ahead and we'll just mark everything.
You rather use this rather than like a normal flat ruler? Or does it matter to you? This is brighter.
This is brighter. 45 minus 16. 45 minus 16. So now we'll double check this way again. 45. So now we know we're good up and down. That one should be 45, which is bang on. So because inside to outside will give you your centers. So we're gonna put everything this side of the mark. I'm gonna do the same thing under here.
Oh, and the front of the tooth will match up on that?
Yeah.
I was wondering why you were keeping this on, but...
18. Well, normally I'll just measure it manually, but this is a little easier. It gives me a rough point on where the engine and teeth. But I keep this on there, so this way all my adapters I push up against the edge, and then you know everything's gonna be completely aligned.
Okay.
And then same thing with the front face. If I bring the adapter to the front face, you know everything's gonna be straight. We'll put that back on once you slide these in.
Isn't that the gaps you're talking about? Like,
Yep.
these three have a little bit.
Yeah, and if you look at here, you can see how these teeth are way in. So we'll have to bring them out and then up
To match,
to
like
match
that.
everything the same. Yep.
Yeah, that one you moved, the gap's already gone on this side.
Yep.
That's probably why.
I'm not a lefty and I'm trying to do this left-handed. So now what we'll do, we'll just roughly line everything up on my marks. So what I'll do now is I'll make sure the nose is lined up. Everything is on my marks. I'll take a visual check. Looks pretty good. And then now because I have my marks, I'll just put a small tack on the back.
Okay.
And it will still allow me to measure to move this and up and down. That's just gonna stop it from completely going out of my way.
Place.
Yeah. So now everything's hitting my flat edge. So now I only have to worry about going side to side with my measurements. So my first measurement is gonna be 9 inches. So we're just gonna move that to 9 inches. And as my mark, it's on the outside. So I'll go ahead and I'll tack that one. And I'll do that all the way along.
Do the ribs you have to put here equal up to the teeth?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you look at here, put a straight edge on it. You can see how everything's pretty straight.
And like flush.
Yep.
Yeah. I guess that makes a difference for someone actually using the attachment.
So what happens if these aren't perfectly square and these teeth are actually on an angle, when we put the ears on and the bucket sitting down on the ground, when they go to dig, you're gonna have one teeth lower than the other. So it's actually gonna be digging crooked.
But also more pressure will go on one.
Absolutely.
Right? And break.
I'm not saying it will break, but yes,
Well,
more stress.
Yes.
So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put some nice size stitches on these ones, so this way nothing can move.
Yeah.
All right.
And when you like weld for final,
Yep.
do you go over the stitches or do you?
No, we go right over
You do, okay. Would be like thick, but this would be thicker because there's a stitch?
Nope, nope, because we're putting on so many welds. So like this here, we'll put a 3-pass on it. So we're actually gonna fill that whole void right up.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll put a 3-pass on top of that just to make sure it's nice and beefy, because these here, they take a lot of pounding.
Got it.
So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna flip it so we can put our final ribs on.
You can't do it up here?
You can, but then you're holding the piece. It's easy to flip it, so just letting it sit
in.
flat like we did with those ones.
Yes.
So.
Okay.
All right, so now what we're gonna do Same thing. We got 5 3/4, 5 3/4. So now we're gonna set the ribs inside. Sometimes they go in nicely, sometimes they don't.
Hey, knock on wood, so far everything's fit nice.
So these ones here, you'll never put them dead on. You have to go on an angle
Oh.
and then put them on. We've had people in the past, they would be like, oh, it don't fit. They'll cut these out, and the next thing you know, when they slide them in, you got like an inch gap.
Wow.
But laying it down this way, it just so much easier than trying to hold it.
And the weight of them keeps them flush too.
Yeah. Because they're hitting the floor a little bit, I'll bring this up just a little bit. If you put your blocks of wood just past it, it will automatically roll. So same thing, I'm just gonna put a tack on the ends. This one here has to go over a bit. There we go. We can go ahead and double check. We know it's 5 3/4, 5 3/4. 5 and not 3/4. 5 3/4.
Why we check?
And that's why we check. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna stitch them together.
Okay.
So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put it up on its end. And then we can get one of the wear strips on. And then I'll go ahead and I'll weld everything in that position. I'll flip it again with the wear strip and then weld all that. Just dirty. All right, so what we did here is we found our center of the skeleton bucket, and then we put the measurements, the spacing that the ears are needed, and then we went ahead, made sure it was straight with the bridge, perfectly level, and then we went ahead and fit it. I put 2 braces on top just so nothing holds while I'm welding and everything will stay true. So now we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna weld the ears and then we can proceed to put bosses in.
Oh yeah. Do we have to put those, what are those things called?
Bosses.
Those are bosses.
Those are called bosses and pins, yeah.
Okay.
And then collars will go. Collars are always on the left-hand side of the attachment. So when you're in the machine, you can see on the left-hand side more than you on the right-hand side.
Yes.
So this way they can keep an eye just in case the bolt's starting to vibrate, and this way the pin can't come out. I like using the metal core better than the hard wire. Hard wire is really spattery, and it's not as strong. Like, it's strong, but not as strong.
Yeah.
That's why we don't weld with it.
Okay.
We only use it to bridge like big gaps. Smaller wire, it doesn't burn as hot. So like the metal core main wire we use, if I went like this, zapped it, it would just drip. Where the other wire, it would actually build up.
Did this give you any hard time?
No.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it went together pretty good.
And then is that it?
Yeah, and just weld the bosses.
And TRK logo.
Yeah, as well as collars still, but I do that after. That's like the last thing I do.
Okay.
Because these have to, after I weld these have to cool down before I put the collars on, because sometimes the pins won't slide back and forth when they're hot.
Oh, well, expanding.
Expansion, exactly. I'm also going to paint the teeth, because I paint the teeth here. We started painting them just to freshen everything up, because we had like a brand new painted attachment, and then we had old teeth on it from sitting outside. So now I just give it a quick coat just to freshen everything up. I haven't painted them yet. We did get the paint code from Williams, but they did it wrong. So I actually painted an old Lithgow logo, so we're gonna send over to Williams in the States so they can match it.
Got it.
Because over there they're using like a bright yellow. We got bright yellow on our logos, but then our adapters are cat yellow. So it was looking different.
Yep.
So now we're gonna change the paint. Like right now that's cat yellow. As you can see, they match the adapters. So it actually looks nice.
Yes.
Just looks a lot better.
Sure.
Looks complete, right?
Compared to having two different yellows.
Exactly.
A little extra step, but it's worth it.
Yeah, well, it's not even really extra step. We're painting them anyways. Might as well just get the matching color, right?
Yeah.
Easier.
Easy enough to just put on, right? The adapter? Like the teeth go onto the adapter after they paint
it's pins. I don't put them on though.
Okay. They'll do it after
They'll do that, yeah. It's just a pin. This is the wrong side. So we have a pin here and we have a retainer here. Obviously this is the wrong side.
Yeah.
So the retainer, you see how there's a recessed hole here?
Yep.
Versus the other side. So this here would sit into here.
Okay.
I always put plastic in. And then this here, you see how there's a notch on the pin?
Yes.
That would go in through the other side. And then when you bang it with a hammer, it separates the collar open.
Yes.
And then it sits in that groove.
And
then that's what holds the teeth in.
Easy enough to change though, like you can just bang it right out?
Yeah, you can pound them out if you really want to, yep.
Okay.
Pretty simple.
Last step.
Yep.
If anything.
Yep, this is the very last step.
Okay.
So, got some handy duty measurements here. You got drawings to put the logos on. So we're at 3.5 from the side. We are at 1 3/8.
Here, I thought we were just gonna put it right here.
We used to put them there, but it was very hard to measure. Having it on here, you're gonna see it a lot easier.
Yes.
And this end of the bucket normally is in the ground. When they dig, they scoop down. Where here, it's not in the ground as much, so it won't wear out.
Fair.
Then what we'll do, we'll roughly find center, about 5. You know this is gonna be, it's gonna go as high as that mark. Go right there. Always make sure ears are up, logo's reading the proper way.
Oh yeah.
This here will go to our other location to get painted in our spray booth, as well as being assembled and skidded and ready to be shipped to the customer.
Assemble.
You gotta assemble, you gotta put the pins in, you gotta put the teeth on.
Yes. Okay, and then it's ready.
And then it's ready.
Okay.
Now we put the pins in.